Shalom, all praises due to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakah Kadash Harakah Kadash. Double honor to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone. We've been teaching this word in season, out of season, throughout the four corners of the whole earth via internet. This is Brother Uwasip. Just wanted to get into a quick lesson regarding false prophets. Let's play. Fair use. I'm not making no profit from this video. Just using this for educational purposes. Fair use. And hopefully you're edified by the dire times that we're in of this ministry of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And listen up.
Reveals to redeem. I have prayed, I have fasted, I have donated, and I have built. And through my prayers, I got another vision. And in the vision, when you look at the number of people coming all over the country, all over the world, into the ark, the expansion of the ark couldn't contain them. So,
well, the ark is already passed, so there's a new ark that's going to be for the hopeful elect to be delivered in. But that's for another topic. But you have false prophets in sheep clothing throughout the whole earth, right? And you only have the hopeful elect that is crying and sighing about the abominations thereof, right? So, and they're breaking down the scriptures the right way that you may understand, but it's not for everybody to receive, only the elect, because only the men that Yahushua has chosen, right, to receive this doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that you may be edified and to be delivered, right, and to be disciplined. Now, I don't need to want to really boast into all of this, but this nonsense, right? And them driving on Mercedes and all of this nonsense and wearing rag clothing, like people in the ancient world actually wore that, unless you're wearing that for you're a farmer or some shit. But we actually had garments that was reasonable, wasn't fucking torn to shreds like that. Like, we're so stupid, man, in this day and age, right? People simple. But this false prophet, he's in the world. He's not a part of the ministry. He's pushing another doctrine, and let him be accursed. Now, let me just get to the scriptures. So Luke, Luke 6 and 26. 6 and 26, I think it was here already. Okay. Now Luke 6 and 26, it says, Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. But I say unto you which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. Now I'm doing a good thing towards our enemies because they're preaching a false doctrine and we're trying to reprove them. But they're not going to be reproved but by the Heavenly Father using his weapons of destruction, which is them thermonuclear technology, but mainly Esau is a tool that is used to correct our people, right? And for the Heavenly Father's purpose, entertainment purposes, right? And I'm not here to uplift any dogma, doctrines. I'm here to get everything right with the Heavenly Father before the judgment time is here. Now, go to 2 Peter 2:1. Peter's 2:1. Shoot. Second Peter's 2:1, it says, "But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately, shall bring in damnable heresies," right, which is another doctrine, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. We read it in NLT. It says here, "But there were also false prophets in Israel, among Israel, just as there will be false teachers among you. They will cleverly teach destructive heresies, and even deny the master who bought them in this way, which is by him sacrificing himself, right, before the Heavenly Father. In this way, they will bring sudden destruction on themselves. Many will follow their evil teaching and shameful immortality, and because of these teachers, the way of truth shall be slandered. In their greed, they will make up clever lies to get hold of your money. But God condemned them a long ago, and their destruction will be not delayed." That's scary. So the Heavenly Father has, they may think that, they got time to do what they're doing forever, but no. Heavenly Father has a sanctioned time period. You tell them, those angels, to go and lay hold on that fucker, right, for doing his ill-gotten ways. Let me see here. For God did not spare even the angels who sinned. He threw them into hell, in gloomy pits of darkness. And by the way, angel means messenger. So prophets are messengers; they're angels. In lower form, right? Because if you go to Jude, it'll tell you about that, right? The first estate is this truth, right? To uphold it in righteousness. Okay. Look at yeah. Let me go more. There's more here. It says, "He threw them into hell in gloomy pits of darkness. They were where they are being held unto the day of judgment, and God did not spare the ancient world except for Noah and the 7 others in his family." Right? Noah warned the world of God's righteous judgment, so God protected Noah, and when he destroyed the world of ungodly people with a vast flood, right? So there was false prophets even then, right? Because you say you're a false prophet if you say, the Lord's not going to do this, do that. You're a false prophet. You're an antichrist or anti-type. Later, God condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and turned them into heaps of ashes. He made them as an example of what will happen to ungodly people. Right? God also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality this righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality of the wicked people around him. Yes, Lot was a righteous man who was tormented in his soul by the wickedness he saw and heard day after day. Just as the man of the Lord on the sign crying or the abomination is done in the midst of in the sinful place, because like the men are sighing and crying about this shit. This doctrine is sighing and crying about to get away from this shit. We don't want it around us. We want to do the right thing. So you see, the Lord knows how to rescue godly people from their trials, even while keeping the wicked under punishment until the day of final judgment. He is especially hard on those who follow their own twisted sexual desire and who despise authority. These people are proud and arrogant, daring even to scoff at supernatural beings without so much as trembling, because you're in the presence of the Lord. Let me get one more script here. It says, "But the angels, who are far greater in power and strength, do not dare to bring from the Lord a charge of blasphemy against those supernatural beings. These false teachers are like unthinking animals, creatures of instinct, born to be caught and destroyed. They scoff at things they do not understand, and like animals, they will be destroyed. Their destruction is their reward for the harm they have done. They love to indulge in evil pleasures in broad daylight. They are a disgrace and a stain among you. They delight in deception. Even as they eat, they with you in your fellowship meals. They commit adultery with their eyes. Their desire for sin is never satisfied." Wow. They lure unstable people into sin, right? Which means undisciplined people. So if you don't have this doctrine, you're not doing what this doctrine says. You're open field for that. They lure unstable people into sin, and they are well trained in greed. They live under God's curse. They have wandered off the right road and followed the footsteps of Balaam, son of Beor, which is another god, which is just Satan, adversary, who love to earn money by doing wrong. We got my script here. First John 4:1, it says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Hereby know ye that the Spirit of God, every spirit that confesses that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, and every spirit that confesses that not that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is not of God. And this spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already it is in the world." So you following this, people like this, right? Pushing the dogma, right? Apparently there was another thing that they found him pushing this stupidness, and people were paying him. I'd have to find it for another video because I can't remember what exactly it was. I never saved it, so apparently, you know, this is it's all the world, but he's just an example. So through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, everybody has to be under the truth that is of the elect, but he's not of the elect because his business is of Satan, right? But in these last days, you know, every light has to shine on these things, right? Because the truth that everybody uses, this truth, this ministry, they try to take away that shine, and they don't want. They who sent them? It wasn't Yahweh Shai, it was Satan, right? Satan. And with that, I'm gonna say all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Double honors to Apostle Eldest Great Master. Shalom. Brother